Y-KIRAN.
Class 5, Beginners English 5, Lesson number 4.
The Stork and the Fox. Learning outcome.
The learners will be able to adopt the ability to dramatize the story. They will learn the moral that one will be treated the same as one treat others. The learners will also be able to know the difference between the different meals of a day. Once upon a time, there lived a fox who always made fun of his neighbor, the stork. One day, the fox thought of a plan to amuse himself at the expense of the stork. He met the stork and said, "Hello, Mr. Stork. How are you?" The stork replied,
I'm fine, thank you, Mr. Fox.
"Would you come to my house for lunch tomorrow?" The stork gladly accepted the invitation. The next day, the fox prepared a very tasty meal. The stork arrived there at the right time with a very good appetite. Serving the meal on a beautiful plate, the fox said to the stork, "The meal is ready, Mr. Stork. Let's start." The stork looked at the meal and said to the fox,
My friend, I have a long beak. Will you please give me the food in a pot?
The fox kept on eating his food without responding the stork. The stork looked at the plate hungrily, but could not eat anything because of his long beak. The fox showed enjoyment seeing the disappointment at the stork's face. The stork was very angry at the fox, but he showed no sign of anger. A few days later, both of them met again. This time, the stork invited the fox by saying,
Hello, Mr. Fox. How are you? Why don't you come to my house for dinner today?
The fox replied, "I am fine. Thank you, Mr. Stork. I will be happy to come." That evening, the stork prepared a meal that had a very appetizing smell. The stork served the meal in a very long and narrow-necked pot. He then invited the fox to have the food and said,
Why aren't you eating properly, Mr. Fox? Aren't you feeling well?
The fox replied, "Oh, I am fine, Mr. Stork. It's only the pot. I can't eat from the pot. May I have a plate, please?" This time, the stork did not respond and he kept on eating. The fox then lost his temper and shouted at the stork for behaving like this. The stork calmly replied,
Do not play on your neighbor, Mr. Fox, unless you can stand the same treatment yourself.
Now the fox remembered how he had treated the stork and he felt ashamed of himself. Having learned the lesson, the fox left the stork's house sadly. They both became good friends from that day. So, children, let us now discuss some questions. 1. Who invited the stork for lunch? Answer is the fox. Number 2. What was the utensil in which the fox served the meal? Answer is a beautiful plate. Children, let us see the difference between lunch, dinner and breakfast. Lunch refers to the afternoon meal between noon to 2 p.m. Dinner refers to the meal at night after 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And breakfast refers to the meal which we have after waking up in the morning. Lastly, let us do an activity to see how much we have understood the story. In this activity, there will be 3 options for each question, and we have to choose the correct option. So, let us begin. Number 1, the fox invited the stork for option number A, lunch, option number B, breakfast, option number C, dinner. And the correct answer will be option number A, lunch. Question number 2. The stork requested the fox to serve his food in option number A plate, option number B, a cup, and option number C, a pot. And the correct answer will be option number C, a pot. Question number 3. The stork served the food in number a pot, number B, a bowl, and number C, a plate. And the correct answer will be option a pot. So children, I hope you all have understood the story. So with this, I conclude the lesson. Thank you.